Let's bring our next guest here. David Stockman is the former OMB director and author of Peak Trump, and he is with me here at the desk. David, it's good to have you on. You've been listening to the press conference alongside me. Let's go through what we heard from the Ukrainian president again, who said, look, nobody pushed me. He said, you read the text. We had a good call. It was normal. We spoke about many things. We also heard from President Trump alluding to these allegations in terms of the investigation into Joe Biden and his son, saying about Joe Biden's son, this isn't like maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He's on tape doing this. He's either dumb or he had a lot of friends in the room. Right. Your thoughts? Well, this is just another Washington clown show, more ludicrous really than even Russiagate, which turned out to be a nothing burger. But I think the day traders and the algos and the perma bulls like Jeffrey Kleintop ought to wake up down on Wall Street, because what this means is that the geniuses in the House Democratic caucus are going to finish off Biden. You get into a deep investigation of this, all the Republican think tanks will be coming the other way. Biden is almost finished already. This will kill him off. Elizabeth, but my point is, Elizabeth Warren will be the nominee, and Elizabeth Warren will play, I think, pretty well in the polls, and it'll scare the living daylights out of Wall Street when they figure out you might have a President Elizabeth Warren with Medicare for all, Green New Deal, giving away everything to everybody, canceling all the student debts. She's got an advisor on Fed policy who's even crazier than what the Fed is doing today, MMT. Well, so this is dangerous. This is going to... Let's talk about your initial claim where you say this is really just another clown show in Washington, and yet when you look at what came out today in terms of the conversation, and we should note out, this isn't a complete verbatim transcript because these are based on memos that were taken during the call. You hear the president saying there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution. A lot of people want to find out about, you can do with the Attorney General, whatever you can do with the Attorney General would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution. So if you look into it, it sounds horrible to me. So the president is on record saying essentially, look, we want you to look into somebody who is a political opponent. Well, what's wrong with that? Okay, I have to believe my lying eyes and my lying ears. I've listened to the tape 4 times of Joe Biden on a public stage bragging about how he threatened the Ukrainians. If you don't fire this prosecutor, I'm going to withhold $1 billion worth of aid. That isn't in dispute. You can listen to it over and over. So that's what the issue is. Frankly, we shouldn't be giving any aid to the Ukraine either way. I mean, so you're not concerned at all that the president actually pressured a foreign leader I read the transcript. A political opponent? No. I read the transcript. What about Joe Biden pressuring the government not to investigate a company that his son is being paid $50,000 a year for? This is a sideshow. We need to look at the real threat, and the real threat is the policies of the Trump administration. They're terrible. The trade war is a disaster. The border wars are demented. The fiscal situation is out of control. He's attacking the Fed randomly. He's about ready to start a war in the Persian Gulf. Those are the issues, not some stupid phone call. I read the transcript. You could make the argument, right? The Dow is up more than 100 points today. Well, the Dow has no idea what it's doing from one day to another. Are investors even paying attention to this? No, they're not. You talk about the trade issue. Is that still the headline driver when you look at what's happening in the market? May I say, there are no investors left. There are only day traders, robo-machines, and algos and chart monkeys running around trading by the hour and the minute and the headline. But the real danger coming down the road is a administration where Congress is Democrat on both sides, and Elizabeth Warren is the president, and she's being advised by ultra-Keynesians and modern monetary theory people. They will blow up the entire financial system. And if you think you're discounting earnings of $180 a share or something, you should be talking about $50 a share when she gets done. That's the real issue. We're still, she is not. She will be the nominee. She's not the nominee. But let's talk about where things stand. Well, wait a minute. Could I just jump in though? Because if they take Biden down, and they will, he is very weak already. I mean, you can see the whole performance. There's a question whether he still has all his faculties left. But this will take him down, and there's nobody left. Why do you think this is going to take him down? Because his son is, knee deep in corruption. That's evident to anybody who wants to look at the facts. So you think that the Democrats, by starting the impeachment process, at least announcing that they will expose more things for Joe Biden.
Excuse me. They're not going to expose it, but you think Fox News is going to sit by idly while these, kangaroo court hearings are going on? There's 100 people right now digging.
Fox News doesn't represent all of the viewership that is out there, right?
No, but
the voters are much bigger than that.
No, there's 1,000 people out there digging and investigating right now every single scintilla of dirt about Hunter Biden in China and in the Ukraine and whatever he got paid for by these companies, and what the conversation was at the time when Joe Biden publicly said, I threatened to take away their money. All this is going to come out. He's going to have mud all over his face. He's, slipping and sliding off the deck anyway. He's done. And there's nobody else left except Elizabeth Warren, who's coming up fast, and she is the real threat to capitalist prosperity in America.
Meantime, we've got the market still in the green, algorithms still continue to trade. All right, Dave Stockman, great to have you on today. Appreciate your time.